on my way now. I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now.
So we've been on this ship now for 12 hours. We are in the middle of the Aegean Sea.
So you might be wondering, did we hop on a cruise ship and now we're visiting various Greek islands? The answer is no, we're actually on a ferry. It takes 24 hours, so we're so glad we booked a luxury berth. So the purpose of us filming this video wasn't just to take you along, because we do love to do that too, but also because we couldn't really find much information about the ship, what's on it, and what exactly a luxury berth is.
So we're gonna start by showing you guys our luxury berth room. I feel like I need to explain why we got a luxury berth today. So first and foremost, we were willing to splurge just a little bit today because we are on this ferry for 24 hours. We left 1 o'clock in the morning last night. We're not getting to our first Greek island till 1 o'clock tonight. So that's gonna cover our accommodations and travel. It made the most sense for us today.
So let's start by giving you guys a quick room tour. Please excuse the mess. We have been in here overnight and for like over 12 hours now, so we've spread out a bit. But behind me, there's a closet area, a desk, there is a charger over there, and there is actually a fridge in here, which was something we were not sure about. We didn't read anything about this in advance, so it's good to know, definitely. We would have brought more stuff if we had known.
There's also a seating area over here, a couch. I'm not sure if that pulls out or not, and there's a little table. And here's the bed. It's actually a queen-size bed, I think.
I'm pretty sure it's queen,
Yeah.
It felt quite roomy.
Quite roomy. I wouldn't say it's the most comfortable bed ever. It was a little hard.
A little hard, but it was fine. And there's also a plug station over there as well. And last but not least, we have our own bathroom, which just really makes it all worth it that we have like 24 hours on here and we don't need to share a bathroom with anybody.
It's kind of hard to give you guys a tour of this. It's pretty small, but there's a sink, toilet, I think that's a hairdryer over there, and there actually is a shower.
We did forget to mention that there's a TV in here, and they also provide all the linen. So like all the bed sheets and towels and everything are provided. You don't need to bring those along. There's also a nice window here.
I mean, we don't have the best view ever, but we do have a window and we can see the sea.
So for those of you who are watching this video right now because you are a boat to book a Blue Star Ferry and you have no idea what any of these accommodations mean, I think I maybe figured some of it out. Hopefully I'm right on this. So there's various types of accommodation, different types of berths. What you want to look at is, say for instance, here it says 2-berth single bed. I think that means there's 2 beds and you're booking 1 bed out of 2, so you might be sharing it with someone else. A Lux 2-berth as 1 berth would mean you are a couple and you're sharing a berth together, so there'll be nobody else there. The one that we booked is a Lux double bed as a 2-berth because there are 2 of us and we won't be sharing it with anybody else, obviously. There's also in and out, and in just means it's inside, you won't have a window, and out means you will.
So there's a few more things we forgot to mention that are pretty important. There is air conditioning in these rooms, so yes, you'll stay nice and cool. You can also purchase Wi-Fi on board, and so far it's worked the entire trip. It's actually quite fast, and I'm not sure if you caught it the first time around, but when Anna was explaining it, but we have 2 plugs in the room to charge all your devices. So we have come outside, and one of the coolest things about being on one of these ferries here in Greece is it stops at multiple islands, especially when it's a 24-hour ferry.
It stopped once already, and now I think we're at Chios. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And then right over there is Turkey.
Yeah, Turkey's pretty close. One little fact about Chios, well, we didn't even, there's like thousands of Greek islands, I think, right?
Yeah, I think there's like 2,000, and like 200 and something of them are actually inhabited.
Yes, and this happens to be the 3rd biggest one. So
I think it was 5th.
Oh, 5th, okay.
5th. I think it's 5th.
It's pretty big. It looks like there's quite a few people that are going to get on at this point anyway, and we still have 12 hours to go, but it's very nice out here. You get to see all the scenery. There's mountains everywhere. You're just going past islands all the time.
Yeah, it definitely makes it more entertaining that we're not just in the middle of the ocean looking at nothing. Like, we get to pass by constantly, you know, different islands all the time, so it's really, really pretty. So if you've been following along, you'd have last seen us in Thessaloniki. From there we picked up a bus. It took about 2 hours to get to a city called Kavala, and from there we got on this ferry. The reason it's going to take 24 hours is that for us, we're going all the way down to Patmos, which is pretty far down in the Aegean Sea, so that's why it's going to take so long. So if you're just going to be getting a regular seat on the ferry, you're going to be in what they call an air seat, and that's where we are
right now. But it's pretty empty in here. I think what most people do is get these seats and then they go hang out in some of the common bar and cafe areas, and where there's some bigger couches and people just lay down. One thing to note, it does say no smoking in here, but from what I can tell, there are people actually smoking in this room. So I don't know, that's just Europe in general as far as we can tell. So guys, on the ferry here, there's a few of these restaurants and cafes.
This one's actually outside. I don't know how well you can hear me because there's like a huge vibration happening here. Hopefully you can hear me okay. But yeah, this one's actually outside, and then I think there are like 2 or 3 cafes on the inside, and there's a sit-down restaurant as well, and then also a restaurant where you can go up and like self-service yourself.
Can we get 2 Freddo cappuccino?
Yes. Sugar?
No sugar.
All right, so we got our favorites, you might recall, a Freddo cappuccino. You can get basically anything you need on board or would want, like these, any type of coffee. There's beer, there's wine, and there's various selections of each. There's lots of snacks, sandwiches, that kind of thing. We haven't been to the restaurant yet, but we will do that later to see what kind of stuff they have there. But the prices are really, really reasonable, considering they could probably charge like an arm and a leg since they don't really have any options. But this was like 7-something euros for the 2?
€7 for the 2, but these are pretty fancy coffee drinks, and they're delicious. If you come into Greece, you have to get them. But today for lunch, we had a couple sandwiches, and we had a couple of Greek beer, and it wasn't that bad either. It was about €15. So all in all, the prices are pretty good for being on a ferry like this, I have to say.
The topic of prices, you might actually be wondering how much we paid just for this in general. I think it was just over €200 for the 2 of us for our room. That includes obviously the accommodations and our tickets to get on board. One thing it doesn't include is like food and drinks and that kind of thing. And the other thing you might be wondering about is like motion sickness. In general, I feel like we've been close to shore most of the way and it hasn't been too rocky, but at one point in the night I did wake up and I felt like I was moving like this in bed back and forth, so I did get up and take a Dramamine. So if I seem a little groggy today, that is why, but I definitely felt okay through the whole thing. So down below me is the reception area. It's where you're going to come in when you first enter the boat. If you have a berth, you're going to go there, get your keys, and then someone will take you to your room. You're also going to purchase Wi-Fi there.
As soon as you come up from reception, you're going to be on the 6th floor, which is pretty much the main area of the ferry. So this is where most people just hang out. There are a few cafes. There's also 2 different restaurants, but odds are this is where you're going to be most of the time on your trip.
So we've just come to the cafe area, or one of them anyway. Ordered some Greek beer. So funny, everywhere you go in Greece, whenever you order a drink, you always get a little snack with it. I don't know why that is.
I'd love to know why that is. The beer looked really good. They're very grande as well, but this cafe is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not bad. There's lots of places to sit. It doesn't seem too crowded. The other one doesn't seem too bad either. Places to lie down, all that stuff. There's a few people around, but nothing too crazy.
I think mainly because they have all the snacks and drinks and food and Freddo cappuccinos. That's why we've been here a lot. Okay, so the plan is we're gonna finish up the beer, keep relaxing in this lounge for a little while, and then we'll see you guys at dinner. We got some more food to eat in a little while. There's about 50 or 60 tables in here, and we're the only ones. How does that happen? Oh, Anna's already chowing down on some bread.
They got nice warm bread, so I had to. I couldn't resist. Is any meal in Greece complete if you don't order a Greek salad? It's really, really the best. This one comes with capers, which I think is extra exciting. So delicious, so light. A little bit of salt from those capers and that feta. Really yummy olive oil on top. I love Greek salad, guys. Wow. I'm gonna do my best here to get a good little portion. I got a bit of the cheese. I got a lot of the phyllo. Wow, does it ever smell interesting? Oh, it's crunchy. It's savory. It's salty. I feel like it's everything that you imagine Greek food to be. It is really good. What an interesting dish. Basically, take feta cheese, wrap it in phyllo. Seems like it's like flash fried or something, and there's a bit of sauce with sesame seeds on the top that's almost like, I don't want to say it's like caramel, but it's a little bit sweet, and what an interesting texture it makes. I've never had an appetizer like this. So the main course has arrived. Looks like we got some chicken. We do. We got some chicken, grilled chicken. It's got some gravy on it. Nice and light, I think. We've had a fair bit of food so far. We're sharing, but it's like that cheese was heavy. I can smell it from here.
It smells good, but I can't tell exactly what it is.
It's yummy. It's very simple. It's got, I think, a lot of thyme on it. It's grilled, and then the gravy itself is really light. It's not too flavorful or anything or heavy. It's just a nice accompaniment. Yes.
Look at this. It comes with some, they call them potatoes here. I call these, I don't know about you guys, that's hickory sticks. Do you call these hickory sticks where we're from? And there's some tomatoes in there. We also got, these look like yuca fries.
No, they're
No.
just fries.
Are they just fries or just potatoes? Oh wow, they look like yuca fries. Maybe I'm just used to Mexico.
Yeah.
We also got some broccoli, like kind of pickled carrots and things. And this, what do you think that is?
Maybe mashed potatoes, I wonder?
Maybe mashed potatoes. Looks really good, guys.
So that was not a bad dinner considering we're like in the middle of the ocean on a ferry at the moment.
Yeah, that's very true. We're back in our room now. It's a bit dim at night, so obviously it's a little nicer in the day to us. We just like a nice bright space, but at the same time, it could be just us that's fading because it's now at the, what is this, the 20-hour mark?
Something like, yeah, 20 hours.
We got about 4 hours to go, and we actually left a little late last night, so I think we're not getting there till 2 in the morning. That's our hunch. So it's been a long ride. Was it worth it? I think so, to get to where we're going. It's been a pretty easygoing cruise. A ferry ride, I would say.
Not on a cruise. But I'm so glad we got this room. It would have been torture, honestly, without it, I think.
Yeah.
If we didn't have, it's nice to like leave our bags, nice to have our own bathroom, have a bed, all that stuff. I would be dying right now.
Yeah, we've been coming in and out of this room all day, so it's nice to be able to retreat here. One thing I realized I didn't get for you guys is a shot of the ship, or the ferry itself. So that's because we got on at like 1 in the morning last night, and then we're getting off tonight at 1 or 2 in the morning, so I had no opportunity to get a shot of the outside.
It's dark.
If I can, yeah, because it's dark. If I can, I'll put maybe a clip over the screen so you can see it. But that said, it's been worth it. It's been a lot of fun. And now, if you haven't seen our last video, we were eating some Greek street food in Thessaloniki.
In Thessaloniki, yeah. And then next week we're going to be in Patmos,
Well,
is where we're heading right now.
We're gonna be there soon.
Be there soon, so we're gonna be exploring a little bit of the island.
Yeah.
Not really sure what our plan is, but we will scope it out over the next couple of days, and then we'll find out.
Yeah, and guys, if you got this far in the video, make sure to hit the like button, hit subscribe, because if you got this far, like we said, it probably means you liked the video. Leave us a comment, and like we said, the like button is one of the ways that you really help us out, but we hope that you enjoyed coming along this 24-hour ferry ride in Greece today.
All right, guys, that's it.
From the Aegean Sea at the moment in Greece, wishing you delightful travels.
See you soon.